Hello everyone, and welcome back to Farmer Joe Homesteading. Today we are going to be talking about goat heats and goat breeding because we just recently sent Big Mama off to the Billies, and it ended up being a little bit more eventful than we hoped it was going to be. So make sure you stick around and see all the hard work that we did to get Big Mama bred for this upcoming season. So we decided to breed Big Mama a little bit later than the girls last year for a couple different reasons. Number one, having everyone due in March last year was kind of great, but also Big Mama was a stealer and she stole Star's set of twins, which caused a lot of issues for the first couple weeks. So it will be nice to be able to have Big Mama do it at a different time because I can separate her from the girls that are due just by keeping her locked in here instead of in the little door space. Just so that the other girls have a little bit more privacy because she just loves all the babies. So it will be nice to do that. We're also still milking her. She's been in milk now for almost 10 months. So we are super happy with how she's done. I mean, she doesn't give a ton. You can see my full jar there. I'm just waiting for her to finish her grain. But we're still getting about a liter of milking from her. Oh, are you done now? Which has been really, really good. So I've been really impressed with her milk production still being as good as it has been. And so I wanted to spread her out a little bit from the other girls. Last year, the twins combined weren't quite making as much as Mama was on her own. So having the twins due in April, that means we can start milking them around May. And then Big Mama won't be due till June, and we won't start milking her probably till the fall. So we have the girls spread out a little bit so that everybody's not in milk at the same time, because I want to limit the amount of time I'd have to milk all three of them at the same time. So the plan is to do that. So Big Mama's due in the middle of June. If she caught, we're pretty sure she did. So we're gonna go from there and have a little bit of summer babies, which I'm really excited for, because last year having babies in March, all of the like cute fun baby goat phase where they're like bouncing and kicking and jumping was all in like crusty, slushy, messy, muddy, gross. So I'm excited to have her have some babies in the summertime and have those cute little newborn babies on fresh green grass. So we're really looking forward to that. And it'll be nice to have them all spread out a little bit and differently planned out than we did last year. So the story of breeding Big Mama. I knew that she was coming into heat. I'd been tracking her cycles and knew that she was coming in consistently every 21 days, which is really good that 21 days is the average. So I marked on my calendar exactly when 21 days was. 21 days for her happened to be a really busy day for me. So we took her the evening before I knew she'd come into standing heat over to the neighbor's house.
Miss Mama and I are going on a little midnight walk to load her in the back of the truck to take her to see a boyfriend and make us some more babies so our farm has some more milk. Right, Mama? She's flagging and bleeding and bawling.
The Billy at the neighbor's house that they have, that's a Nubian that we bred to the twins. He is quite young. He's about 7 months old. Doesn't mean he can't do his job. Obviously, the other two girls are very bred. But Big Mama is a big girl, and so he was struggling to be able to reach. And because she's a big girl and a boss, she was bullying him a little bit, and because he was so young, he was sulking and not really sure what to do. So it didn't end up working out with the Nubian Billy because he wasn't really sure and wasn't quite as eager. But the neighbor also happens to raise Nigerian dwarfs and has a mature Nigerian dwarf proven Billy that is very effective. But he also was a little bit too short for Big Mama because she is so big. So we ended up, after all day of her standing heat, she'd probably been in standing heat for about 8 hours, the neighbor and I made a ramp to help the poor Billy be able to reach Big Mama because he was just that little bit too short. It is very possible that he could have bred her at some point during the day and we just missed it or just didn't see it because we're not outside all the time. And so it is very possible that he was able to breed her successfully a couple of times throughout the day. But just as a precaution, because we knew he was a little short, it just made sense to build the ramp and make sure we got her, because with a breeding date of January 14th, she won't be kidding until about the 16th of June, which is getting later in the year. Like I said, I planned it out to be that way, but July is a little bit too far. It gets harder to sell kids the further into the season, so I'm really hoping that she did catch this time, just because June, the middle of June just works a lot better than the middle of July, but it is what it is. One cool thing is that the Billy that we did breed her to, he's a pretty red Nigerian dwarf, and because he's a proven Billy, we know that he throws multiples well, so we might even get quads out of Big Mama this year instead of the triplets we did last year. So we know that she carries multiples well, and the babies will be a bit smaller than they were last year, which is also really fun. So it was a last minute decision to put the Nigerian dwarf Billy in. We just really need mama and milk, and so it doesn't really matter to me what she breeds to, as long as she breeds so that we have milk from her year round, because she is our primary milk goat and provides the most milk for our family throughout the year.
Good morning. I told you I wouldn't forget about you. I told you I wouldn't. How's it going? How was your first night with your boyfriend? Look at you pretty girl. Good morning.
What is that in the trunk, Joe?
A goat.
A goat. Did we bring Mama home in the trunk? Big Mama was so happy to be able to come home and back to her normal milking routine. She missed that and missed all the grain. She was getting grain there when I was milking her, but not quite as much as she gets here, just because it was a fight with all of the boys around her. So you're happy to be home, hey girl? Yeah. And that is all from us today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you guys were able to learn something new today. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to see our weekly content.